Minecraft. It's here! Indeed! People have been asking for forever when I'm going to start constructing a sky rail, and while it may not, at least yet, be a rail system, it is here. This is Minecraft Exploration and Tactics. What is this, episode 16 now? I keep losing track. And in today's episode, I will finally build some east-west travel and also talk about a few topics. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello! I'm ready to switch gears and do some overworld exploring. And I have lots of material that I can use to build a Skypath. And so my plan is to go back through the Nether down to where we had kind of like the speed test course, which is about halfway south between here and my spawn point, and then start heading east and west and building a Skypath to kind of explore new areas. So I will meet you guys when I am over there. Alright, so a hop, skip, and a jump through the Nether brings me to this portal, which doesn't come out exactly where I wanted it to. But you can see where it comes out. It comes out in a swamp over here, but I don't have very far to travel over this way to get to the speed course, and so I think my plan is to head in that direction, and I'll go ahead and start building the Skypath from here. And as I did with the Sky Rail in my previous world, I think my plan is to make it about 30 high, and so let's see, right now we are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high, and so I'm just going to start kind of making a staircase to get this higher, like so. And so I will keep building stairs until I get up to the height that I want to be at, and then I will just start building a one wide column, and we'll go from there. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so there is my portal, and here is a staircase up into the sky, and the plan is just to start building a walkway like this. And this is the first time I've ever been above a swamp like this, and it's actually kind of cool. Like, I didn't realize there was a lava waterfall over there, and this river, like the colors in the river and the swamp area actually look pretty cool, and there's lily pads everywhere, which are possibly the most awesome brick in Minecraft, and I need to do cool stuff with lily pads at some point. But in any case, I am going to just kind of continue out building this way, and it won't be very long before we get to the speed course, and then we'll continue out further that way, and we'll get to areas that are unexplored, and who knows what we'll find. Perhaps a snow biome? That's the thing I want to find the most. But in any case, for now, I am just going to get more blocks in my inventory and just be doing things like holding down the shift button and doing this for long periods of time. And so until I see kind of interesting landscape or something like that, I'll just edit things out, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, 3 stacks of material later, and now I'm over by the speed course in my other portal, which unfortunately these two portals are linked, and so when I hop in, well, I guess it's good for coming back. When I hop in this portal that's right over here, it brings me back to the same place that I came out of the Nether earlier. Oh, and I have a bed down here, which might be handy. Yeah, the sun's going to be going down soon. Although I didn't bring any gravity blocks with me, and so if I happen to be right above some water, I could always jump down into the water as a way to get down. Or I could just be building at night. So the point of building it this high up in the air is that I think I'm high enough that the skeletons can't shoot at me. And so, yeah, it could be the case that I'm just going to continue on building through the night. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But there's the little speed course, there's the other portal. There's some other miscellaneous stuff in the desert, and I probably only need to travel another 1 or 2 stacks of materials over to the west in this direction, and we'll get into a new area that I have not yet explored, and so it'll get exciting. See you guys in a little bit. I changed my mind and decided I would sleep for the night, and so I just put a bed out up here. And it also, mostly because I wanted to be able to see in the daytime and see far, so that I could see things like, oh, there's a village over here that I'm approaching, which would be harder to see at night. And then the other thing that occurred to me is I am carrying a bucket of water, and so it's not a big deal. If I need to get down, I can always use a waterfall in order to hop down at any point and then swim back up if I need to. So, in any case, I am going to keep on building, but there's another village over there. It looks like there's a forest coming up over here, and so things will start getting interesting. I really, really, really hope that I'm going to find a snow biome. Okay, I've just been looking like this, down at the ground, for 3 stacks of materials now, and I have not turned around to see, there's the village that we pointed out before, what is behind me, so well, it looks like we're coming out into a new biome, but it's going to be another swamp. and still have Minecraft rendering a little bit of stuff on the horizon. And, yep, nothing too surprising yet. So I will get a whole lot more material into my hotbar and keep on building. And after these stacks are done, I'll bring you guys back in and see what's around the next horizon. Alright, once again, it's just been 3 stacks of materials and I haven't turned around to look forward. So we've been crossing this swamp, and on the horizon, I guess I will hit escape for a moment and give Minecraft more time to render the world in front of me to see if we have another biome around the corner. Go, go, Minecraft! But it looks like it's just a big swamp. One thing I really didn't appreciate before, I think the swamps are actually pretty beautiful looking when you're up here from way above them and you get kind of a good vantage point. I think they're kind of like ugly when you're down on the surface, but I really kind of like the look of the swamps when you have a high vantage point like this, both in terms of the water and the lily pads and the way you can see the sand and dirt and clay that's kind of under the water. And so that is pretty interesting. Ooh, there's a big batch of pumpkins over there. I'm actually carrying some pumpkins on my person, because I'm hoping to find a snow biome, and those of you who've been playing Minecraft for a bit probably know why. And, at this point, it's still pretty early in the day. I'm going to try to do 3 more stacks of materials this way, and then I haven't been putting any lights out here, and so then I'm probably going to try to... Actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and start putting lights along the Skypath right now, so that if I do try to walk back at night, I don't end up like running into a skeleton along the path and then having him shoot me off and falling 30 blocks to the ground and possibly dying. So I'm going to add some torches and just kind of walk back, and so that will be boring. I'm going to put the torches on the side just because I still haven't decided. There's a possibility that I'll add a rail to this at some point, or there's possibilities that I'll do other things, and so I'm just going to leave the torches over on the side for the moment, because I think that'll leave me the most open options in the future. But I'm going to put down some torches along the way, and yeah, that'll be boring to watch, so I'll see you guys again in a little bit. One thing I'm worried about, when you're riding a rail, you don't have to worry about accidentally moving your mouse and falling off at the side because you're stuck in the cart on the rail line. When I'm walking, if I should veer to the left or to the right, I could easily fall off, and so it makes me kind of scared to sprint. At the same time, I think I should be able to sprint, and yeah, so I'm sprinting right here. And so long as I'm careful and I don't, sneeze or something where all of a sudden I'm going to move my mouse unexpectedly, I think I should be able to stay on the path. But at the same time, I wonder if I should put on safety rails, or I wonder if the rail system is still a better idea from that point of view of not accidentally falling off. So I'm going to have to continue to think about that. But as you can see, I've just been placing torches every so often. I've just been kind of estimating about how far away they need to be. I think they're probably slightly too far away, and so there's probably 1 or 2 blocks kind of between each torch, possibly where monsters might be able to spawn at night, and so I might have to go back. I might put torches on the other side kind of in between, or I don't know what I'll do. But in any case, I slept away the day back in the bed back there. I'm going to continue exploring this way. Oh, it looks like we're starting to get into a desert over on the horizon over there, and so perhaps on the horizon over here, we'll finally find a different biome. In any case, I'm going to go back to building. One thing I wanted to try out with the lily pads. Yes, look at this. Oops. Darn it, I just knocked out my water source there. And now this is flowing, so I'll have to fix that. But the idea is I could have kind of like lily pads resting on top of water like this, and then I think I can take the netherrack back out, and it would just be like waterfalls that lily pads are resting on top of. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to try this out. Sun's about to go down, and so, yeah, I might try this in the morning. But yes, I want to experiment. I think there's lots of fun things you could do with lily pads, and so I'm just starting to experiment now. I'll see you guys again in the morning after I have this built better. I'm back over at the bed at night, and I do see that there's a skeleton over here, and so I just want to double check real quick. I wonder if there's any skeletons kind of right below me. Yeah, there's a skeleton right below me here, and if he's not shooting me here, then that means at least when they're kind of on flat ground at about sea level that I'm high enough that they won't be able to see me or shoot me. And that was part of the goal when I was building the Skypath, so that's happy. In any case, I'm going to sleep for the night. I'm going to grab my bed and bring it over to where I'm trying to build with the lily pads, and then continue on. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so in the middle of my path, I now have built 5 lily pads on top of kind of waterfalls that are hanging down, which looks cool kind of all by itself already. But what I'm really curious about now is, one, I'm going to go ahead and knock out one of them in the middle. So first of all, one thing that you may or may not know, which is when you're sprinting, oops, I thought when you're sprinting you can sprint over a one wide gap. I don't know if it applies to when there's water, and so I'm not 100% sure that I was sprinting there. This is a little bit dangerous, but I'm going to try it anyway. Sprint. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, I did not manage to sprint over that gap, and so perhaps you cannot sprint over a water gap when you had been standing on lily pads. Or maybe I'm just wrong about the sprinting over a one wide gap. I was pretty sure you could do that, though. In any case, let's not worry about that aspect right now. What I'm curious now is, now that I have this built, if I take out the outsides, will it stay like this? And so will this lily pad stay here and the water source brick stay here? Yes. And I'm not sure if it'll change for this, because I'm really tempted to then... I'm not sure if this is a good idea or not, but go like this. And then I could continue building the path. But the idea now is, in addition to just having kind of a normal path with nether bricks or whatnot, I can all of a sudden have a path with lily pads that I can either jump over and continue, or I could just be walking and just kind of like hop on in, and here's a little waterfall down, and I have a quick way down, oops, like that I can make sure that I don't take any fall damage. And I can hang out here in the swamp and pick up my nether bricks that I just dropped, or sorry, it's just nether rack, not the nether bricks. And then use the waterfalls as just kind of like an elevator back up in order to get back onto the path. And I think that looks kind of cool. It actually looks really cool when you're kind of swimming from below it, like just up until these lily pads in the sky. And so yeah, I'm just trying to think of kind of other creative things I can do that both break up the monotony of just having the path, as well as offer kind of useful transportation alternatives as kind of like ways to get down. And so that is one clever thing I'm going to do, and so I might use the lily pads in a few places kind of to make a path like that. And if you have other clever ideas about just kind of random things that I can do as I continue to expand this path that both break up the monotony and can have some functionality associated with them, I would be all ears. And so... yeah, I have no idea how long I've been talking at this point. I don't think it's been very long, but this might be a place to end the episode. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in a short bit. Actually, I have a little bit more to say as I continue to build here. It's about channel comments. And yeah, so people ask a number of questions on the channel comments on my channel sometimes, or post other things on the channel comments. Just FYI, I don't know if people know it, I actually moderate those comments pretty heavily, and I end up removing a lot of channel comments that people put on the channel. The main reason is if you have something that's about a specific episode or a specific thing that I just built, I prefer to have comments on the page for that particular video as opposed to the channel comments. And also, if it's just kind of personal questions for me, you can just send me a PM as opposed to putting it on the channel comments. So it's mostly tends to be just kind of like well wishes, although there's occasionally general questions that I think will be of general interest to a lot of people that I leave up there and sometimes respond to. But just FYI, I tend to remove a lot of the channel comments. At the same time, I will respond to a couple of them, since this is one of the very few times where I am recording the video right before I intend to upload it. It is Tuesday evening, and this is going to go up later tonight. And so someone asked about when I was playing the Nightfall seed. I only recorded, I think, 4 episodes of it. And yes, indeed, I only recorded those 4 episodes and then decided to stop because it didn't become very interesting to me after that. It was kind of, I was treating it as a kind of 404 survival type of challenge, and got to the point to where I was in decent shape and it was no longer kind of a challenge and not different from any other seed, and so I didn't continue playing that seed. Alright, we seem to be getting into an interesting mountain biome with some interesting overhangs over here, but I'm still looking for a snow biome, and unfortunately I'm out of dirt and netherrack and other things to build, and so I might go back to the northern arch in order to get more of those things, or possibly even some cobblestone to build with to continue building this Skypath, or not sure exactly what I'm going to do next, but I do want to continue exploring more in the overworld. And then finally, another thing that people were asking about was in a previous video. I don't remember if it was the one directly before this video or two before this video, but I alluded to the fact that I have done some other Minecraft stuff other than exploration and tactics, and people were like, oh my gosh, what is it? We want to know. And rather than tell you, I will give you a silly hint that will also give me a chance to look foolish, because that sounds like fun, right? And yes, the hint is just that I will, it's not really singing, it's kind of like humming because it's like music without any lyrics. But if you recognize this music, then that might get a sense of what will be coming up soon. Alright, I have no idea how foolish I just sounded doing that right there. But yes, that's a hint. As to some other Minecraft stuff that I've been doing lately, don't get too excited. It's not as exciting as you think it's going to be, but it'll still be cool and something different. In any case, at this point, I will truly end the video. And yeah, I'm going to head back home probably and get more materials to continue building this crazy sky path, as well as trying to come up with other ideas for different types of materials or different fun things that I can do with the path over here, like I did with the lily pads earlier. And yeah, who knows what else we'll do. I will see you guys next time.